Shelagh Fogarty on LBC.
Hello, good afternoon. If you're just joining me, we will talk about the unemployment statistics today. They are up again. Talk about them this hour. And don't forget that deadline to register to join the Labour Party and vote in the Labour leadership contest has now closed. You heard from Graham Stringer in the news bulletin just there saying he wants the whole election to be put on pause or stopped altogether and restarted. So we'll see what happens now that deadline has passed. This hour I want to talk about baby weight and the dreaded expression getting your body back after having a baby. You see it everywhere, as though giving birth is akin to, I don't know, being abducted by aliens. If you look at any coverage of any celebrity who's had a baby, you'll see headlines like "My battle to get my baby back," "My baby weight hell," "My la 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 la." It's as though shock horror, having a slightly different body after having a baby, is something to be alarmed about, ashamed of, hidden away. And I noticed this morning the fantastic Olympic swimmer Rebecca Adlington, who I'm sure has had her fill of criticism on Twitter. She tweeted this morning that she's fighting to get her body back, as she called it, as she put it. So these expressions do take hold, don't they, when you see them? Wants to get back to full fitness. She's an athlete, of course she wants to get back to full fitness. And I'm sure all of us have our own versions of wanting to get back to full fitness, whether it's after having a baby or something else. But why are we using language like this around a woman's body after she's had a child? Her body's done an extraordinary thing, and it's done a hard thing, and it's done an admirable thing. So we talked about shaming people between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and now I want to talk about specifically this issue of why women feel pressure to get back their figure so quickly. When we see people in the public eye who do it, I mean, you have to look at Kate Middleton, don't you, to see that she's clearly a very physically fit woman, and she's very lean anyway. And some people do carry a baby without putting on a huge amount of weight. I've got friends who have, and within weeks, not trying particularly hard, they were just very trim again. But not everybody has that experience, and that's absolutely fine, isn't it? 0345 6060 973. Do you think this language, again, of shaming, of inhibiting women about their bodies has to stop? 84850 is the number to text. You can tweet at LBC. Let's talk to Polly Hale about this, director of the fitmumformula.com. This is a very female-specific fitness program, body transformation program. Hello, Polly.
Hi, Sheila.
Do you give specific advice to new mothers on this?
My company is about helping women get back in shape in a realistic and healthy way. Not immediately after birth, because every woman needs time to recover after they've had a baby. But yeah, just getting back to themselves, getting more energy. That's the most of it, really, energy. And to be honest, the weight loss comes as a bonus to that. Although most people could join on board because they do want to lose weight, I stress that the biggest bonus of eating healthily and exercising is the energy boost that you get from it. And that comes at a time when you really need it, when you're sleep deprived and your kids are taking up every minute of your day and you're really tired, is when you need it most.
And how often do you see or hear a sense of, sadness or discomfort in women about the fact that they've got a different body temporarily after they've had a baby?
Every day, whether it's straight after they've had a baby or years later. It's not only from a negative point of view. Sometimes you see people saying, oh, I need to lose weight, I need to join this slimming club, I need to start running or going to the gym again. But sometimes it comes from a more subtle angle of people posting selfies when they feel that they're looking a bit better. Maybe they got glammed up for a night out. Maybe they have lost a little bit of weight. And the first thing they do is hop on social media and broadcast it to the world like they're proud of themselves, as they should be to a certain extent. But they're so proud of themselves that it's almost like their self-worth depends on how they look. And I think that's really sad that we put so much emphasis on how we look. And I don't know quite when this happened, when sport and fitness became about appearance rather than performance.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because my niece has been working down in London for the past few weeks, and she was helping on a course, an academic course, and a female Everest climber came and gave a talk, and one of the students just kept asking her, "You've got great legs. How do you get your legs like that? How many squats a day do you do to do that? Which gym do you go to? What do I have to do to get legs like?" And the answer is, be a professional climber. But of course, the girl wasn't going to be a professional climber. But again, she didn't ask her one question about the experience of climbing Everest. She just wanted to know how she got her body that way.
Exactly, and it's with people like Rebecca, who's obviously, she's incredibly fit. She's in amazing shape. She always has been. There's no doubt about that. And to start making comments either from herself or, I know in the past she's had comments made about her appearance. Perhaps
and she said how very deeply hurtful they were, didn't she?
Yeah, I think it was something on the lines of perhaps her shoulders were slightly wider than the average woman's, which firstly is ridiculous. She is far from overweight. And secondly, she's got to be in the 0.1%, the top 0.1% in the country in terms of health and fitness. So how you can ever start commenting on something so superficial as size and weight
and also,
in regards to somebody who's achieved so much at such a young age.
And also, I don't want to just focus on Rebecca Adlington, because even if we're saying great things about her, it's still making her central to the story, isn't it? Which I'm sure she doesn't particularly want. But the amazing sporting achievements were suddenly drowned out in this sea of criticism, weren't they?
Absolutely. I think you see that often people no longer aspire to be good at a certain sport or win competitions. They want to be a fitness model because they want to be on the cover of a magazine.
And I know, Polly, that the health advice on the NHS and the Royal College of Obstetricians is that women should take it gently and they should definitely aim to lose the extra weight they put on during pregnancy, because, of course, a good normal weight is a good thing for your health and your energy, as you rightly say. But they say give yourself a year or so. Don't start it too quickly if you're not already used to being super physically fit, because I'm sure your fitness level before pregnancy counts for a lot.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, regardless of whether you had a baby, that you can't jump into some extreme routine. It's not sustainable, and your body won't like it. You won't feel good. I think the best approach when you've had a baby is just go back to eating healthily, eating normally, getting moderately active. Maybe start with walking. Walking, if you've not had struggling with things like cesareans, which can take a little bit more healing time, you can do almost immediately. And if you do that, and if you just eat sensibly and keep moderately active, you will get back to a healthy weight naturally. You don't have to go on some extreme diet or some extreme exercise regimen, which just isn't realistic at a time when your body really needs to concentrate on healing and recovering. And also, if you're breastfeeding, nourishing your baby and producing milk, and none of that's going to happen if you're stressing your body through extreme diet and exercise regimes.
Do you think, who's responsible for this, Polly? Because clearly individual women have to, and men, I suppose, in a different sense, have to navigate these waters themselves in their own way, and hopefully, they don't drown in the process. But where do you think this pressure is coming from, particularly on new mothers?
Actually, I don't think it's anything new. I think women have strived to look good for years and years and years. Perhaps it's an innate thing, something about attracting a mate, I don't know, but we've always wanted to. But it's more and more these days. I think with the rise of celebrity and the way they seem to get their figures back so quickly, perhaps a little bit too quickly, us mere mortals feel that we've got to follow suit, and we forget that they've got nannies, they've got personal trainers, they've got their own chefs and dietitians, and they've got all the support in the world that we just don't have. And even if we did, to be honest, losing weight that fast when you've just given birth isn't healthy, and it can have negative repercussions afterwards in terms of down-regulating your metabolism, which can make it harder to lose weight in the long run.
And also, your body takes, I think, a year or so, doesn't it, to settle back in. Literally, the movement of bones and ligaments that's gone on during pregnancy has to slowly get back to normal. At least,
yeah, and not only physiologically in terms of your muscles and in your tummy, which is, some women don't ever get back to normal. I mean, you'll never be completely how you were pre-baby, because having a baby is such an enormous thing. But hormonally, there can be changes for a long time, especially if you choose to breastfeed for an extended time. Those hormones will still be around, and they will be having effects on your body that aren't there, if you don't breastfeed.
Polly, thank you very much indeed for all of your comments, your very sensible comments. Thank you, Polly Hale, director of the fitmumformula.com. On the LBC website now, you can see pictures of, or a picture of Rebecca that she tweeted this morning working out. And again, there's nothing wrong with working out and trying to get your body back in shape after having a baby. That's not what this conversation is about. It's about people feeling pressure to do it too soon, feeling awful until they've done it, feeling like they have to apologise for their body until they've done it. On the same page on LBC, you'll see some pictures of a woman who decided enough was enough, and she showed the progression of her post-baby tummy and her post-baby weight over a period of about 3 months, I think. So day 1, day 2, week 1, week 2, up to about 12 weeks. And you can see what pictures she posted online. She just said enough was enough, and people had to be realistic that every woman's body is going to be different. Everybody's response to pregnancy will be different, and that we shouldn't be shaming women yet again about how they look or how they feel. Did you feel that pressure to lose your baby weight? And maybe as a man in a relationship where that was part of the picture, did that cause problems for you as well? A difficult thing to navigate if your partner feels very sensitive about it. Did you make the mistake maybe of being the culprit unwittingly and making her feel bad? 0345 606